Lifestyle Medicine Master Series Session 6, Filled Up, Reclaiming Mealtime with Mindful and Intuitive Eating. I'm Teri, Sieg, Registered Dietitian and Certified Diabetes Care and Education Specialist. Our society has ingrained two contrasting approaches to food into us. Diet mentality, labeling food as good and bad, with frequent restrictions, as well as rapid, mindless eating of rich foods. Throughout this session, learn how you can reclaim your relationship with food and stay on track with mindful and intuitive eating. Objectives that will be covered are how to identify the difference between mindful and intuitive eating, know the benefits of following mindful and/or intuitive eating, and then learn practices to become a mindful and intuitive eater. What is diet mentality? Diet mentality is the belief many have that being thin will make them happy and healthy, and in order to achieve this, they must follow a controlled meal plan with a set of rules. These rules may include when to eat, what to eat, how much to eat, which foods are good and bad, and which ones are forbidden. While following these restrictive diets, many may develop what is called an inner food police voice that monitors and judges everything they eat and do. This may lead to feelings of guilt and shame if they are not successful with losing weight. Many people may even place life on hold with thoughts like, when I lose weight, I can buy new clothes or go on vacation. Problems associated with the diet mentality. There's the diet and binge cycling. People go on diets that sometimes are very restrictive, and when they come off of them, it's hard to sustain, and then they end up binging. Sometimes this can lead to weight cycling. They lose weight and then regain weight. Each time you do this, there can be a change in your body composition. When you lose weight, you lose both muscle and fat, but when you regain weight, a higher percentage of it comes back in the form of fat. This can lead to a lower self-esteem because of this weight cycling. It can also decrease your metabolism because fat does not burn calories as efficiently as muscle. You can lose your ability to recognize hunger cues, which sometimes can lead to some disordered eating because now if you're not following a diet, you don't know when you should eat or when you shouldn't eat. And all of these things can lead to a sense of failure if you end up dieting and binging and going through weight cycling. How to move forward out of the diet mentality. The rest of the presentation is going to focus on mindful and intuitive eating. We're going to focus on mindful eating first, and this is the definition that was written by Margaret Fletcher, who is the co-founder for the Center for Mindful Eating. Mindful eating is allowing yourself to become aware of the positive and nurturing opportunities that are available through food selection and preparation by respecting your own inner wisdom. It's using all of your senses and choosing to eat food that is both satisfying to you and nourishing to your body. It is acknowledging responses to foods, your likes, your dislikes, or neutral, without judgment. It's becoming aware of physical hunger and satiety cues to guide your decisions to begin and end eating. So why eat mindfully? Eating mindfully can lead to a positive and lasting change because eating mindfully is not about restrictive diet choices. Food becomes something to enjoy rather than a temptation or regret. It slows down the pace of your meals, allowing your brain time to hear the "I'm full" signals from your stomach, which may help with weight loss. It optimizes digestion. Some research has shown that when our attention is not focused on eating, our digestive process is 30 to 40% less effective than it should be, which can lead to gas, bloating, and discomfort. Mindfulness can increase your awareness of the source of your food, which encourages buying local and organic if you are able. Mindful eating with family fosters a deeper connection. It also allows you to model healthy eating behaviors for your children, like there's no clean plate club. So what are some of the benefits of mindful eating? Mindful eating promotes eating when you're hungry. It can help allow food cravings to pass and stop eating when you are full. It can help reduce emotional and binge eating, and there have been studies that have shown that it can help promote heart health and even help manage blood sugars. It promotes eating more feel-good, nourishing foods and helps you feel less guilty about what you eat. It helps get off that diet roller coaster and enjoy foods again. What are triggers that might cause us to eat mindlessly? There's distractions, emotions, and environment. When we talk about distractions and we're not paying attention to what we're eating, we may be sitting in front of the TV, maybe looking on our phones at social media, working on a computer, or driving. There's also the emotions. Sometimes we eat because we're stressed, we're bored, we're angry, we're sad, we're lonely, or even, yes, we eat when we're happy. Might be a wedding or a celebration or a holiday. We just eat because we're happy. Environment can have a great effect on when we eat mindlessly. It's like in the setting. Are there foods in your house that are sitting out that are easily accessible that you don't have to think about? Is there a candy dish at work that when you walk by or stop to talk to somebody, you just pull something out and eat without paying attention? The weather outside can also influence how we eat. It can be too cold outside, it can be hot, and it can affect our choices. The time of the day. Is it time for breakfast? Is it noon, so it's time for lunch? Is it 6 o'clock, so it's time for dinner? We see ads on TV, or there may be packaging which has different serving sizes in it, or even the plate that we eat off of, the size and the color can affect how much we eat. How do you know if you're a mindful eater or if there's some areas that you could work on? This is a quiz written by Susan Albers from eatingmindfully.com. As you take this quiz, answer each question with the key above, using all of the time, most of the time, occasionally, sometimes, or almost never. At the end of the quiz, this may help identify a couple of areas or goals that you would like to work on. I tend to stop eating when I am full. I eat when I'm hungry rather than emotional. I try not to pick or graze on food. I taste each bite before reaching for the next. When I eat, I think about how nourishing the food is for my body. I am non-judgmental of myself, my body, and when I accidentally overeat. I don't multitask while I eat. When I eat, I just eat. I don't have to eat everything on my plate. I can leave what I don't want. I tend to eat slowly, chewing each bite. I recognize when I sleep into mindless eating. After completing the mindful eating quiz, you may have identified one or two areas that you would like to work on. These are some additional mindful eating practices that you can use when you're eating any meal or even a snack. The first one is pay attention to your hunger cues. Are you truly hungry? Sit at a table. Even if you're having a snack, sit at the table. Eat on a smaller plate. No distractions, no TV, no radio, no computer, no cell phone. Try to make each bite you take last longer by chewing it 10 to 15 times. Set a timer to make your meal last 20 minutes. Try using chopsticks. Put a utensil down after every bite. Eat with your opposite hand. This may really slow down how quickly you're eating, as you're going to have to concentrate taking your utensil up to your mouth. Listen to your body and stop eating when you're satisfied. Slow down and enjoy your food and how it tastes. Focus on how the food makes you feel. These are all practices that you can use every time you get ready to have something to eat. You don't need to use every single one of these, but maybe just start with one or two of these options. Now that we've gone through some of the benefits of mindful eating, what is mindful eating, and some practices, here's a plate that you can use for any of your meals or for a snack. When you get ready to eat and you put your food on your plate, notice how your stomach is feeling. Are you having low energy? Are you stressed out, or are you feeling satisfied or full or empty? Savor each bite. When you take a bite, notice its texture and the aroma and the flavor. Is it crunchy, sweet, salty, smooth, or spicy? Be aware of what you're eating. Are you tasting what you're eating versus mindless munching? With this, remember that the first 1 or 2 bites of any food that you take are going to have the most powerful and the best flavor. If you keep eating the same thing, the taste will slowly diminish. In the moment, be fully present. Turn off the TV and all your distractions. When you eat, just eat. And at the end, don't be judgmental of yourself. Speak mindfully and compassionately. Notice if you start to say you should or shouldn't or feel guilt about eating what you want. When you're eating, enjoy what you're eating. If you don't enjoy it, then you feel guilty and you're not truly satisfied. Next, we're going to move on to what is intuitive eating. This is a definition that was developed in 1995 by registered dietitians Evelyn Tribole and Elise Resch. Intuitive eating is a framework that focuses on your internal hunger and fullness cues. It promotes eating healthy based on your body's needs, not on diets. It's the belief that your body knows best. This is an anti-diet approach to healthy eating. As we talk about intuitive eating, you'll notice that there's a little overlap between intuitive eating and mindful eating. The number one thing about intuitive eating, it is not a diet. There are no rules to be broken. There are 10 principles that we will be going over that help introduce how to be an intuitive eater. This intuitive eating helps individuals follow their hunger and satiety cues. It focuses on the enjoyment of food, overall health, and well-being. Becoming an intuitive eater also is a learned and sustainable habit. Mindful eating is part of intuitive eating. So what are some of the benefits of intuitive eating? First thing is you start to notice your hunger cues. How hungry are you? You discover what foods you like and the foods you dislike. There's less guilt about the foods that you eat. There are no good or bad foods. Food seems to taste better because you're allowing yourself to eat within some guidelines. It gives you added energy rather than feeling guilty and in eating the foods that are nourishing that you enjoy. You have less cravings and you develop more self-confidence when you're eating. It helps to increase your awareness of how you feel when you're eating certain foods. Now to go over the 10 principles of intuitive eating. Number 1, reject diet mentality. Remember, diet mentality is the idea that there is a diet out there that will help you achieve your health goals. Intuitive eating is anti-diet. Number 2, honor your hunger. Know that it is not bad to feel hunger. Use a mind-body approach to help recognize when you're hungry. Learn to respond to your early hunger cues and eat. Don't allow yourself to get overly hungry, which may cause you to overeat. Number 3, make peace with food. Stop feeling guilty about what and when to eat. No more should and shouldn'ts. When you're hungry, allow yourself to eat one of your forbidden foods, maybe at a restaurant or buy it at the store. Notice if it tastes as good as you remember, and know you can have it again whenever you want it. When you know food is allowed, it loses some of its importance and its power. Number 4, challenge the food police. Challenge those negative thoughts. Know that food is not good or bad, and you are not good or bad for your food decisions. Number 5, feel your fullness. Use a mind-body approach to identify when you are full. Your body tells you when you are hungry, and it will let you know when you are full. While eating, pay attention to how your food tastes and when you have had enough. Number 6, discover the satisfaction factor. Eat a meal that tastes good. While you are eating, enjoy the experience and pleasure of your food. You may notice it takes less to be satisfied when you savor your meal. Number 7, cope with your emotions without using food. Eating can be used as a coping strategy for dealing with feelings. If you are eating for other reasons or emotions besides hunger, your body can't tell you when to stop eating because it never told you when to start. Look for other ways to deal with your feelings, like doing a project, going for a walk, or calling a friend. Number 8, Respect your body. Respect and value your body and body size. Acknowledge it as being beautiful just like it is. Recognize it as being capable without setting unrealistic goals. Number 9, movement. Feel the difference. Discover activities and movement you enjoy rather than focusing on burning calories. Change your focus from losing weight to how movement helps you feel energized and happier. Number 10, honor your health, gentle nutrition. Choose foods that taste good, honor your health, and make you feel good. You don't have to have a perfect diet. It's eating healthy consistently over time that shapes your health. Now that you're familiar with the 10 principles of intuitive eating, let's take a look at the hunger scale and how to use it. What is the hunger scale? It's a tool used to understand different levels of hunger and fullness and how to respond to those levels. It is based using a numerical scale from 1 to 10 to help identify different levels of hunger. If we start at 5 in the middle, that's where you're neutral. You're not hungry or full, your body has enough energy, and you're not even thinking about food. As your hunger begins to increase, you go down the scale 4, 3, 2, 1 to 1 where you are empty. You may feel ill, it's difficult to concentrate, or may even feel dizzy. As you go up the scale, eating at 6, 7, 8, 9, up to 10, if you hit 10, you're beyond full. You have a sick feeling, and you have no desire to look at food. When you begin trying to use this scale, don't try to use it every time you eat. You will get overwhelmed. So pick one meal or snack a day to begin with. When you get ready to eat, you will want to check in 3 different times during your meal or snack. Before you start eating, halfway through, and at the end. After you've finished your meal or snack, take a moment and reflect. Where were you on the hunger scale when you began eating? Were you overly hungry? Where were you in the middle? And how did you feel at the end? Were you comfortable, full, or stuffed? Practice using this scale at different times of the day with different foods and different meals. You may find that you tend to overeat or eat when you're not hungry at certain times of the day or night. It's going to take practice and time to determine what level you feel the best using. Generally, most people feel good starting to eat around a 3 to 4 and end eating at a 6 to 8. Some recommend staying more in the range of 4 to 6, but there's nothing that's exact. You have to determine what is going to work best for you. When you begin using this scale and trying to focus on hunger, try not to let yourself get too hungry or you have a greater chance of overeating. Remember to use your mindful practices when eating. If you eat slower and enjoy your food, you may find it helps stay within the 4 to 6 hunger scale range more easily. Now that you know how to use the hunger scale, what if you've determined you don't have any hunger cues? How do we lose our hunger cues? The more rules that we've tried to follow make it harder to know when you're actually hungry. You may start to lose touch with your physical hunger, or you don't trust your body to know when you're hungry or when you're satisfied. You've tried to follow many restrictive diets that have told you when to eat and what to eat, and now you're not sure how to get your hunger cues back. So how do you regain your hunger cues? Here's a few ideas to begin with. First, stop setting limits. No counting calories, no looking at macros, no measuring foods. Quit using apps and trying to monitor what you're taking in. The second one is giving your body adequate and consistent energy. Your body has gotten used to not sending hunger cues, so sometimes if you feed it a little bit more regularly, over time your hunger cues will start to come back. Offer your body something to eat or some nourishment maybe every 3 to 5 hours. You can even offer a snack if you're not hungry. Get familiar with your hunger scale. First, work on recognizing your hunger. You don't want to disregard the fullness scale, but work on your strong hunger cues first, Otherwise, it's very difficult to try to use the hunger scale. In summary, mindful and intuitive eating can help promote normal eating for those with eating issues and help people regain the basics of eating without anxiety or worry. Mindful and intuitive eating can increase your attention to what and how you eat, improve your relationship with food, and build healthier lifetime eating habits. Every time you get ready to eat, whether a meal or snack or a bite, ask yourself, am I hungry? Remember, how you eat is just as important as what you eat. Thank you.